Hey guys, welcome back. Jerry once again up here at Hilltop Firearms Training Center in Dover, Tennessee. Thanks for watching. I'm joined today with Steve Fisher of Sentinel Concepts. Steve, we just had 2 intense, very long days. I appreciate you coming out.
Thanks for having me up.
Essential handgun employment. Yeah.
Humbling to say the least.
Very much so. We had some really squared away shooters up here, but everybody walked away with definitely something new that they have to work on, including myself. When you came up with that class, what was your reasoning?
Like any curriculum, things have evolved over the years, over time. You test bed one set with friends, buddies, shooters, and you go into a class with it. You get a couple classes under the belt. You see where students need things, learn things, how the things are applied, and then how I start changing them around again. So this class is always constantly evolving. When I look at a group of shooters and we do our initial roundtable discussions of things and what their needs, what their wants are, previous training history, it gives me a good idea of where I need to start making that approach. This class was a little different, kind of unique that we had several shooters. This was their first formal training, their first actual outside of shooting in somebody's yard or just going to the range, plinking and shooting and making brass at it. Was like, okay, so we need to really suck this in a little bit hard. So we worked an excessive amount of fundamental workups. Day one, first half of day two. Second half of day two, we broke into just a little bit more stuff, worked on some reloads, malfunction clearances, some other shooting exercises that were needed. Just to break it up, or else guys were going to just completely melt down and heads were already exploding. So I had to break up the monotony a little bit of it and stop force feeding more, because honestly by yesterday, by lunchtime, dudes were already just,
Yep.
Everything they've been taught about shooting or they ever read or learned about shooting in the past 20, 40 years, some of the guys 10 years, 5 years, completely thrown out the window.
Yes.
Completely gone. Understanding what you are doing wrong with the gun rather than what you are doing right with the gun.
Right.
What you do right with the gun is easy. You know what you do right with the gun.
Yep.
Rounds impact, you're good.
Yep.
It's when the rounds do not impact where you want them to is where we need to start working on the corrections. And that's what this class is. This class is about corrective actions, about corrective measures, and applying those things. Guys aren't going to get it in 16 hours.
It's a lot to take in.
It is, especially with the layers. So what they're going to get is they're going to get an understanding of what to do on their own time. And now they understand the whys behind it. And now it's up to them to implement it, practice it, or not. It's their choice.
Right. And the one thing I noticed too, I know you have your based curriculum. You know what you want to convey to the shooters, but you sometimes have to work with the shooters and adjust as you go along. I kind of picked up on that watching you. The funny thing with this class is we had people from all walks of life. I noticed we had former military, we had a couple of police officers or former LE guys, and then you got the iron sight guys, you got the RMR guys, and you were able to diagnose exactly what they were doing, including with me. And that really, I will say, you were probably the most hands-on, personal instructor I've ever, a lot of times I've been to classes, I get lost. And they can only watch so many people, but you're right there, okay, here's what you're doing, try this, and light bulbs are coming on. And that, extremely impressive.
It's important because dudes are taking time away from home. They're taking time from things they could be doing. They're taking time away from their families. We get it, we understand it, it's precious time, so I'm not going to waste an individual's time to be lost in the group.
Gotcha.
I'm going to work with them. I will see things, I will watch a line from specific angles, see what shooter 5 is doing versus shooter 3, versus 9, versus 12, whatever. We had 19 shooters in this class. On top of that, so it's an easy class to manage with 2 relays, not a problem. Able to give everybody that hands-on thing and just little corrections as they go along. And that's the important part. Guys, you just don't want to get up there and have them shoot drills, because then it's ammo being wasted. They get frustrated, rounds aren't hitting where they're at. There's other classes for that.
Exactly.
This class was about the essential skills you needed to know and learn about shooting a pistol. So when you leave this range, you know what to go work on.
Exactly, myself included. Heck, I live on a range and I've got some work to do.
We all do.
I really appreciate. This guy travels. He's all over the place. I will post a link below, take you directly to his website. You can find it. It's easy. Internet works that way. But I definitely hope you will be back, and we'll get you back up here.
Absolutely.
We just try to network with some of the big names in the industry. But I have to say, you have been the most personable instructor I've dealt with ever in like over 20 years doing this.
I am just one of those guys that, like, it's easy. Give me a range, give me a backstop, give me some sticks and stands, and I'll be there. You know, it's pretty easy. You don't have to be demanding. You don't have to ask for a lot. You just have to ask for good students that are willing to be open-minded and willing to take any information and perform an action.
All right. So all for you gun collectors that keep buying more guns, why don't you take some classes and learn how to shoot the guns you own, because that is so vital. I deal with the gun collector guy that has to have every new toy. Learn how to run what you've got.
New toys. I like new toys.
New toys.
I love new toys.
Steve, thank you so much.
Pleasure, Jerry.
Appreciate
Thank you,
it.
brother. It's good seeing you, man.